Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you guys the best strategy for Salty Springs in Fortnite Battle Royale. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard me talk about Salty being one of my favorite places to land, as well as retail and Pleasant Park. So I figured that I would make a video and share with you guys the strat that I run, whether I'm playing by myself or playing with friends. To not only help me get more wins, but to be able to make it out of Salty Springs alive and well looted. So step number one is to land at the blue house at the top of the hill. I generally land at the back door. Now the reason that I choose this house to land at is because not only is it big and filled with lots of loot, but it's at the top of the hill. Now being at the top of the hill automatically gives you an advantage because you already have the upper ground. You don't have to do anything except land up here. When you're attacking other people in Salty Springs, they're all going to be lower down the road and again down the hill. So you're putting yourself in a position to have the higher ground as soon as the game even starts. Now, as you guys can see, there are two houses that are on the top of the hill. Obviously, the blue house is much bigger. And that is the reason that I choose to land there instead of the other house that is only one story. So again, the first step is to land at that blue house. I always like landing at the back door. Depending on which way the bus is coming, the front door may be smarter. But if you run in the front door, you have to run towards the stairs to be able to find loot, and there's not always going to be something there that's capable of shooting someone. So I'd like to land at the back door because there's generally loot right in front of the door as soon as you open it. And then there's the room, or the bathroom that's right next to the door there that always has something in it. So you're almost always going to find a gun as soon as you run in the back door there. And it gives you an advantage over someone that might be running in the front door at the same time. So step number one, land at the blue house and go in the back door. Step number two is to push the house across the street. Like I said, I land at the blue house because the house across the street is much smaller. But after I clear out the blue house, I tend to move into the house across the street because, again, I want the upper ground. So I'll take that house so that I can control both of those houses, and then I'll start to push down the hill. So step number two is to clear out the house across the street. If you're lucky and no one lands there, which generally a lot of people don't tend to land there because they know that it's not full of loot like some of these other houses are, then you can control the top street and be able to hit two houses at the beginning of the match. Step number three is to work your way down the hill. This is where you're going to start hitting the other houses, like the other two brick houses, the one at the very bottom of the street and the one on the left-hand side of the street, as well as Broken, that has an upstairs and a downstairs. So this is a pretty good house to loot as well. Force your way through Salty, move your way down the street, take over the houses, whether you're with yourself or with friends, and you'll be able to take over Salty much easier this way. Step number four is once you've cleared out Salty, once you've pretty much killed everyone and gathered all the loot that you can, go towards the gray house that's northwest if you're facing the sniper tower. There is a gray house that is just outside of Salty that has like there's an attic, there's the second floor and the first floor, so there's always a lot of loot inside of that house as well. Most of the time there's a chest in the ceiling, as well as the sniper tower that's up on the hill near the giant brick house at the bottom of the street. So head northwest, hit the sniper tower if no one's already been there, and hit the gray house, and that is step number four. The final step, step number five for the Salty Springs strategy, is to then move into the factory and retail row depending on where the circle is located. Regardless of where the circle is, generally we like to head into the factory. So once we hit that gray house or we hit the sniper tower, we'll move down into the factory to see if anybody's hit it. If someone did land there, there's a really good chance that they're still going to be there. So we'll move in pretty quick before they get out and try to ambush them. If you're lucky, no one will land there and you'll be able to loot the factory as well, and you should be good to go for the game if you're able to loot all of Salty and the factory. Again, deciding where the circle goes, or depending on where the circle goes, we'll decide to go to retail or to go the other direction, but generally we like to push our way from Salty to the factory and then into retail row to clean up whatever was there or whoever's left. So this is the strategy for Salty Springs that tends to work for us the best. Hopefully you guys will find luck with this and get yourself some wins. If you guys have any tips or anything else to add, make sure to leave it down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next video.